Welcome to my channel. Royal Media transformed my husband into my wife. Benjamin, Daniel's voice echoed from the living room. I've got a brilliant idea for your style. Matthew entered, keys clattering onto the counter, and found his girlfriend lounging on the couch, engrossed in a glossy fashion magazine. Really? Matthew's grin tugged at the corners of his mouth. He crossed the room to sit beside her, fully aware of Daniel's mischievous tendencies. Lately, those playful jabs had become a delightful obsession. Daniel's eyes sparkled with mischief as she leaned back on the couch. You know, she began, with your tall frame and those broad shoulders, you'd absolutely slay in a dress. Matthew's heart did a little somersault. This wasn't the first time Daniel had playfully suggested he try cross-dressing. It had become their private joke, but beneath the laughter, a curious itch remained, urging him to explore the unexpected allure of silk and lace. Matthew arched an eyebrow, his curiosity piqued. A dress, he echoed. You honestly believe that? Absolutely, she exclaimed, her eyes lighting up. Take a peek at these stunners. She raised the magazine, gesturing to the pages adorned with graceful models in exquisite evening attire. Picture yourself in one of these dresses, owning the room, leaving everyone in awe. You'd be an undeniable showstopper. Matthew chuckled, a hint of anxiety in his tone. You certainly know how to make it enticing. Why not? She quipped. It's all about confidence and owning it, and you, my dear, have the confidence part mastered. She winked, her expression daring him to take the plunge. Matthew's pulse quickened. Daniel's words struck a chord. Confidence. Yes, he had that. But this was unfamiliar ground. He'd always adhered to the typical masculine image, yet lately, secret inklings of self-expression had danced through his mind. Now, with Daniel's gentle touch, he wondered if it was time to voice those unspoken desires. Listen, Daniel said, leaning in. No pressure, babe. But if you ever want to shake things up a bit, I'm all in. Matthew gently clasped her hand, appreciating her empathy. You understand me so well, he murmured. Taking this step feels significant, doesn't it? Absolutely, she replied, her eyes bright with curiosity. Why not dip our toes in gently? Maybe a simple manicure, just a little experiment, nothing too wild. A manicure, huh? Matthew pondered, curiosity tugging at him. Do you honestly believe it would suit me? Daniel leaned forward, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Darling, I'm absolutely certain it would suit you, she declared. Why not turn it into a whole day? Nails, maybe a facial, pure fun, I swear. Very well, Matthew declared, embarking on a daring journey. We shall proceed, but with a single stipulation. Speak your terms, Matthew challenged, his eyes gleaming with determination. Agreed, Matthew replied, a mischievous glint in their eyes. But only if you allow me to choose your shoes. After all, if we're embarking on this adventure, we might as well do it in style. Daniel's jaw hung open in sheer delight, and she enveloped him in a tight hug. Deal. Oh my stars, this is going to be an absolute blast. On the following day, Matthew and Daniel walked together through the lively streets of the city. Their recent visit to the spa had left them pampered. Manicures, pedicures, and soothing facials. Matthew's skin now radiated a healthy glow, and his nails were impeccably trimmed and polished. Behold, he exclaimed, gazing at his hands as they strolled. I'm reborn. Absolutely stunning, Daniel reassured, gently squeezing his hand. But what truly shines is witnessing you venture beyond your comfort zone. You're positively radiant, my dear. Matthew's face lit up with a compliment. Well, you're quite the catch too, Miss Sunshine, he quipped. His eyes fell on her hands, adorned with vivid crimson nails. That color, absolutely fabulous. Much obliged, Daniel beamed, playfully twirling a lock of her hair. And speaking of that dress you mentioned, ah, indeed, the dress, Matthew's pulse quickened as the idea took hold. I've pinpointed the perfect spot, guiding them to a chic boutique he'd often passed but never explored. Matthew's heart raced. The window displays beckoned with their blend of sophistication and whimsy. Stepping inside, the store enveloped them in a warm glow, the soft lighting accentuating racks of vibrant attire. A friendly sales associate greeted them, her smile as inviting as the cozy ambience. "Hello there. What can I assist you lovely ladies with today?" Daniel's grin widened. "Let's hunt for dresses that scream fun and flirty." "Absolutely. Fresh arrivals just landed," the associate exclaimed, guiding them to a section brimming with lively, flowing dresses. Daniel dove into the racks, her eyes alight with excitement. "Benjamin, come feel this." She lifted a pale yellow sundress, its fabric gliding through her fingers. Matthew nodded approvingly. "Absolutely gorgeous. You've got to try it on." Daniel's grin widened and she made her way toward the fitting room. Meanwhile, Matthew explored the racks with a fresh sense of curiosity. His fingers glided over the fabrics, envisioning their texture against his skin. He lifted a sleek black dress, feeling its embrace against his palms, and held it up to his body, stealing a glance at the mirror. His heart raced at the prospect of actually trying it on. As he continued browsing, his eyes widened at the array of styles and colors. Who knew there were so many options? His mind buzzed with curiosity. The sales associate returned, her smile warm and welcoming. "Any particular style you're after, dear?" Matthew's heart raced as he hesitated, the weight of his decision pressing on him. "You know what? I think I want to explore something new," he stammered. "Maybe a dress?" "Absolutely splendid," she exclaimed, her delight evident. "We've got an array of stunning options. Are you leaning towards something casual or perhaps a more formal ensemble?" "Casual, I suppose," Matthew replied, his uncertainty palpable. "But nothing too daring. Just testing the waters, you know." "Sure thing, darling." She plucked a midnight blue dress from the display, its fabric cascading elegantly. "This is a wrap dress, versatile and effortless." "The color. Oh, it'll make you positively radiant." Matthew's breath hitched as he accepted the dress, its beauty enveloping him. "Exquisite," he whispered, fingers tracing the delicate fabric. "Feel free to slip it on and see how it fits. The fitting rooms are just beyond those sheer curtains." She gestured, her tone encouraging. "Got it, thanks." Matthew inhaled deeply, steadying himself as Daniel stepped out of the fitting room. Her face lit up when she saw him, and for a moment he forgot about the dress and makeup. "Matthew, come this way. There's something I want to share with you." He walked toward her, the blue dress cradled against his chest, a mix of nerves and curiosity swirling within him. "Wow, you've stumbled upon a gem." Daniel's eyes lit up as she admired the dress he clutched. "The color is absolutely mesmerizing. Your taste is impeccable." "Really?" Matthew's relief surged as she soaked in the approval. "Absolutely." Daniel's enthusiasm bubbled over. "Step closer and let me see your thoughts on this." She twirled, unveiling the sun-kissed yellow sundress she'd picked out. The fabric cascaded gracefully, accentuating her curves and creating a vivid contrast against her tanned complexion. "Wow," Matthew whispered, her eyes drinking in the vision before her. "You're absolutely stunning." Daniel spun, the dress swirling around her like a sunlit breeze. "I feel incredible," she declared. "Now it's your turn to rock that dress you're clutching." Matthew's pulse raced as he entered the fitting room. The curtain fell, cocooning him in a private world. His palms were clammy, and he peeled off his clothes, revealing vulnerability. The midnight blue dress whispered against his skin, its fabric delicate and weightless. He cinched the wraparound waist, the V-neckline hinting at femininity. Gathering courage, he emerged to face Daniel, whose eyes widened, forming a perfect O of astonishment. "Goodness, Matthew, you're absolutely breathtaking." Matthew's chest swelled with emotion. A heady mix of exhilaration and relief surged through him. The dress clung to his contours, accentuating his strong shoulders and slender waist. Truly, he murmured, his voice barely audible even to himself. Absolutely, Daniel murmured, closing the gap between them. You radiate such a lovely glow. The hue accentuates your eyes, and the design complements you flawlessly. Matthew hesitantly swept his hand through his hair, unaccustomed to being the focal point. Do you genuinely believe that? He asked. Her confidence unwavering, she clasped his hand gently. Trust me, she said, her voice steady. When I see you, it's like witnessing something innate. A true natural. Matthew's reflection in the mirror seemed like a stranger, an unfamiliar face that stirred something within him. His heart fluttered as he admitted, You know what? I might just stick with this. Daniel's excitement bubbled over, palms clapping together. Absolutely. Tonight's a celebration. Dinner and drinks are my treat. Let's create unforgettable memories. As they exited the boutique, arms intertwined, Matthew felt a wave of gratitude wash over him for Daniel's steadfast support. Things could have easily gone awry, but her enthusiasm and encouragement had made all the difference. That evening, they dined at an upscale restaurant. Turning heads as they walked in, Matthew, now embracing the persona of Madison for the night, felt a thrill as they were escorted to their table. The soft lighting and sophisticated atmosphere heightened the enchantment of the evening. You sure know how to shine, Madison, Daniel remarked, a mischievous sparkle in her eye as she savored her cocktail. Madison grinned, her confidence growing with each passing moment. Well, thank you, darling. I couldn't have pulled it off without your help. Daniel playfully brushed aside the comment. Nonsense, she said, her hand swaying dismissively. You've always been a natural beauty, and that's never going to change. Madison's heart fluttered with warmth at the unexpected compliment. She eased into her newfound role, summoning the waiter with a confident gesture. Well, she said, her voice tinged with playful defiance, if you insist, I suppose I'll simply have to embrace this fabulousness. Daniel chuckled, leaning in as if sharing a secret. Honestly, she whispered, I'm beginning to believe this whole dress situation suits you. I mean, really suits you. Madison's heart fluttered with anticipation. Oh, she echoed, her voice a delicate invitation. Mum, she mused, her eyes tracing the elegant lines of the dress. You're absolutely right. It's as if this whole transformation was destiny. The dress, the hair, everything. Her smile held a hint of mystery, as if she'd unlocked a secret truth. Madison's pulse raced, her mind whirling. Bold, she murmured, captivated by the audacity of the idea. But it's undeniable, Daniel asserted, her eyes alight with mischief. And I suspect you're savoring every single moment. Madison's grin broadened, a clandestine thrill enveloping her. Perhaps, she confessed, her tone hushed yet resolute. It's a liberation I hadn't foreseen. Daniel's gaze sparkled with comprehension. I had a hunch, she confided. That sense of liberation, of embracing an alternate facet of who you are. It's positively exhilarating. It truly is, Madison concurred, her lips grazing the wine glass. I sense a metamorphosis, a shift into someone entirely new. Perhaps, Daniel's voice carried a hint of mischief, you're now becoming the person you were destined to be all along. Madison's pulse quickened, her thoughts spiraling as she pondered the profound implications. Intriguing, she murmured, wonder coloring her voice. Absolutely, Daniel beamed, her smile inviting. Imagine crafting an entirely new identity. Madison, the captivating woman who commands attention and radiates confidence. Madison, the name slipped from her lips, a flavor of exotic allure. Doesn't it fit me perfectly? Indeed, Daniel's voice took on a velvety purr as she leaned back, thoroughly relishing the moment. Madison, a name dripping with elegance and enigma. It fits you like a bespoke gown, my dear. Ah, much obliged, Madison replied, her heart racing. And if I may be so bold, Miss Daniel, you're positively enchanting tonight. Daniel dipped her head in acknowledgement. Why, thank you, dear sir. I mean, madam, she chuckled, savoring the delightful banter. Being in the presence of such a captivating woman as yourself is an absolute delight. Madison's laughter danced through the air, a melody of newfound confidence. The delight is entirely mine, she declared, her poise unwavering. With a graceful gesture, she beckoned the waiter. Another round of libations, if you please. Tonight we celebrate. As twilight deepened, Madison and Daniel reveled in their newfound identities. Dessert arrived, a decadent slice of chocolate cake, and they savored it together. Their laughter wove a secret tapestry, binding them closer with every whispered confidence. Listen, Daniel murmured, her tone hushed and intimate. Perhaps this could become a delightful routine. Madison's pulse quickened, her mind racing as she pondered the proposal. Is this exactly what I believe it is? She wondered aloud. Daniel's gaze danced with mischief. Indeed, she whispered, Madison and I, partners in fashion escapades, conquering the world, one elegant ensemble at a time. Madison's grin widened, adrenaline coursing through her veins. This is a thrilling dance, she mused, and I'm ready to waltz on the edge. Absolutely. Daniel leaned in, eyes gleaming with excitement. Madison, there's an entire universe waiting to be discovered. Makeup, heels, the full enchantment. Madison's heart raced as she contemplated these uncharted realms. Heels, you say? Well, that's certainly a bold new adventure. Daniel's voice brimmed with excitement. Absolutely, she exclaimed. I just know you'll strut in those heels like a true fashion maven. Madison's pulse quickened as she envisioned this uncharted journey alongside Daniel. Leaning in, her eyes danced with excitement. Count me in, she declared. Let's embrace it together. Daniel's hands danced with delight. Absolutely. This is going to be an exhilarating journey. We'll begin with the essentials. A touch of makeup, some fabulous accessories, and, naturally, the most divine pair of heels. Madison's eyes sparkled with determination. Guide me, she declared, her confidence soaring. I'm prepared to conquer the world. The following day, they stepped into an upscale department store, where rows of clothing and sparkling accessories beckoned. Daniel confidently guided them through the aisles, her purposeful strides revealing a world of possibilities. There it is, she declared, halting before a dazzling shoe display. The pinnacle of femininity, heels. Madison's gaze widened, absorbing the kaleidoscope of hues and designs. From elegant black pumps to delicate strappy sandals, the choices seemed boundless. Incredible, she murmured, her fingers grazing a pair of crimson stilettos. Imagine how stunning these will look on you, Daniel enthused, lifting the shoes and passing them to Madison. Go ahead, slip them on. Perched on a nearby bench, Madison peeled off her sneakers and eased her feet into the heels. As she rose, a slight wobble accompanied her adjustment to the newfound elevation. Whoa, she exclaimed, testing the waters with a tentative step. This feels entirely different. Daniel's smile widened, observing Madison regain her equilibrium. Absolutely fabulous. Just imagine how stunning you'll look when you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror. Madison pivoted toward the full-length mirror, her breath hitching as she absorbed her reflection. The heels accentuated her legs, creating an illusion of endless length, and the vibrant red hue contrasted beautifully with her skin. Confidence surged through her, and she stood taller, more elegant than ever. I look incredible, she exclaimed, meeting Daniel's eyes. It's almost surreal. Daniel beamed, her eyes sparkling with pride. Darling, those heels were practically custom-made for you. In the following hour, they experimented with various pairs of shoes, sleek black pumps, glittering gold sandals. With each step, Madison's confidence blossomed, and as they exited the store, she moved with newfound grace and poise. Daniel took charge, guiding them toward the beauty department. Our next adventure, makeup, she declared. Picture a bold lip, some fierce winged eyeliner, and perhaps a touch of contouring. Madison's pulse quickened as she contemplated the metamorphosis awaiting her. Makeup had long intrigued her, yet fear had kept her from trying it. But now, bolstered by Daniel's encouragement, she sat at the makeup counter, anticipation dancing in her eyes. The friendly associate's smile welcomed her into this new chapter of self-discovery. "Welcome, darlings," the associate chimed, her eyes twinkling. "How can I enhance your beauty canvas?" "Absolutely," the associate replied, her enthusiasm matching the sparkle in Madison's eyes. "Let's create a canvas that radiates boldness and glamour. Shall we begin?" The associate beamed, her hands fluttering with excitement. "Ah, I've got the perfect solution. We'll begin with a primer to create that flawless base." Madison's eyes fluttered shut, surrendering to the gentle touch of brushes and sponges. Each stroke whispered of metamorphosis, and her heart danced with anticipation. In that moment, she wasn't just Madison, she was a canvas awaiting its masterpiece. "Very well, my darling," the associate whispered, her voice tinged with excitement. "Reveal your eyes now." As Madison's eyes fluttered open, she gasped at her reflection in the mirror. Her skin appeared flawless, cheekbones sculpted to perfection. Dark, thick lashes framed her eyes, accentuated by a bold winged liner. And her lips? A deep, rich red that whispered of confidence and allure. "Oh, my stars," she whispered, drawing nearer to the mirror. "Is that truly my reflection?" She wondered aloud, her eyes wide with disbelief. Indeed, Daniel beamed, her voice brimming with pride. "Allow me to declare, you appear absolutely resplendent." Matthew couldn't tear his eyes away from the mirror, captivated by the metamorphosis the makeup had wrought. His features now exuded confidence, strength, and an undeniable femininity. "I feel like a whole new me," he whispered to Daniel, a sense of empowerment filling the room. Without a doubt, Daniel affirmed, her grip on Madison's hand reassuring. "You're a formidable presence, Madison." Together, they strolled out of the store, Madison's strides graceful and self-assured in those brand-new heels. The world seemed to pause, heads turning, eyes lingering on her. "Incredible," she breathed, wonder dancing in her voice. "I never imagined feeling like this." Daniel's eyes sparkled with understanding. "Isn't it incredible?" she mused. "The sheer power of transformation, of fully embracing your authentic self." Her nod was accompanied by a lump in her throat. "For so long," Madison whispered, "I've hidden, afraid to reveal this part of myself." "But now," Daniel whispered, enfolding her in a warm embrace, "you're liberated, free to embrace your true self, unburdened by fear or shame." In that heartfelt embrace, Madison sensed a surge of emotion. She understood this was merely the start of her path, yet with Daniel as her steadfast companion, she felt prepared to confront any obstacles that awaited her. In the coming weeks, Madison and Daniel delved deeper into the realm of femininity. They embarked on shopping escapades, trying on dresses and skirts in an array of styles and hues. Madison found herself drawn to the ethereal allure of bohemian pieces, while Daniel favored the chic elegance of form-fitting ensembles. Their exploration extended to the realm of makeup, where they immersed themselves in tutorials and honed various techniques. Madison's innate gift lay in seamlessly blending eyeshadow and crafting flawless winged liner, while Daniel's expertise blossomed in the art of contouring and highlighting. With burgeoning confidence, they stepped into the public eye, gracing events and parties as their authentic feminine selves. For Madison, each introduction, uttering her chosen name, sent a delightful shiver down her spine, savoring the syllables as they danced from her lips. Here's a fresh twist. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to explore our Patreon for exclusive content and early access to YouTube videos.